Kell Brook suffered a fractured eye socket against Gennady Golovkin. This is why Kell Brook kept dabbing his right eye during the course of the fight. You may have noticed that. He kept putting his glove and touching his right eye. There was a bit of a swelling on his right eye, but it didn't look that bad. It didn't look like the kind of swelling which you wouldn't be able to see out of. The eye was still very much open. So I was kind of, during the course of the fight, curious as to why he kept dabbing that eye. There wasn't a cut there. So I'm thinking, why does he keep dabbing his eye? It's not that badly swollen. But now we come to find out he had a fractured eye socket. So the kind of pain that he must have been feeling in that eye must have been very intense. And also he might have had some visual disturbances. And in fact, he did say in post-fight interviews that he was seeing 5 of Golovkin. His vision was impaired. He couldn't see properly. And that just adds more strength to Dominic Ingles' case for stopping the fight when he did. And at the time when he did stop it, I felt as though it was justified. A lot of people were upset with it, but he may have saved not only Kell Brook's career, he may have saved Kell Brook's eyesight in his right eye. You can't keep on getting hit in the eye by a puncher as destructive as Triple G when your eye socket is already broken. That's dangerous, people. This ain't the Roman Colosseum where we fight to the death. Them days are gone, people. Some of you might be sad about that, but those days are gone. Nowadays, there's a referee in there and he's supposed to stop a fight long before it gets anywhere close to somebody dying or somebody losing their sight, etc. If there's enough forewarning, obviously. So, yeah, Brook suffers this bad injury. I hope he gets over it. I hope there's no long-lasting damage. I hope it's not something that reoccurs. We'll see how it goes. But this just highlights the dangers of boxing and specifically the dangers of fighting Triple G. You can't allow Triple G to get off a lot of punches against you. Kell Brook made the cardinal sin in that first round there against Triple G. He committed the cardinal sin of allowing himself to get backed up onto the ropes and be stationary. If you're on the ropes against Triple G, you better be sliding across the ropes. You better not just be staying in one position. You know, Kell Brook ain't no Floyd Mayweather. Don't just be standing in one position and allowing Golovkin to get off shots. You cannot allow a guy who's that heavy-handed. The guy's got it's like he's got cement in his hands. You can't let a guy like that get 3 shots off. So, you know, he committed that mistake in the first round. After that, he kind of learned his lesson a little bit and tried to keep it moving. Although by the 5th, the body shots that Golovkin had been sinking in, I think it got to Kell Brook. He was losing his mobility. And that's why I agree with Dominic Ingles' stoppage. Because it was just a matter of time as far as I was concerned. I can't see how Kell Brook was going to get out of that quagmire. Getting hit by body shots like that. By a destructive puncher, a guy who hits much harder than him, a guy who's much physically stronger than him. I can't see how Kell Brook was going to get out of that one. Kell Brook is a good fighter, but he's no Muhammad Ali. You know, this ain't Rumble in the Jungle. Maybe some people feel like he should have given them that opportunity to do a Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope, but Muhammad Ali was not getting hit with as many clean head punches as Kell Brook was getting hit with when Ali fought Foreman. And Ali's snap on his punches was still very much there well into that 8 rounds against Foreman, whereas Foreman was noticeably slowing. That's not what we got against Golovkin, or at least that's not what I saw. I didn't see Golovkin noticeably slowing. In that 5th round, he launched a ferocious attack on Kell Brook. And if anything, to me, he looked like his pace was quickening. And it was Kell Brook's pace that was slowing. So I've got no issue with Dominic Ingles stopping the fight. And he may have saved the young man's vision and saved his career. Kell Brook might be angry at Dominic Ingle. I don't know. But if he's angry at Dominic Ingle, he's going to have to be angry at Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn, his promoter, also agreed with the stoppage. A lot of people are going to have some choice words for Eddie Hearn, although people did have choice words with him when the fight was made. But now, the way the fight turned out, a lot of fans may turn on Eddie Hearn and say that was a disgraceful piece of matchmaking, putting Brook in there against Golovkin. Yeah, he gave him a decent fight for a couple rounds, but ultimately, it's the result that most people expected, that Brook was going to get brutalized, and he did. He didn't get knocked out clean, but I think that's thanks to Dominic Ingle and nothing else. So anyway, people, let me know how you feel about everything I talked about in this video. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.